Hey, hey, hey. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Y'all like to do that in threes. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to everyone that is joining me tonight. Um, again, as I always say, a wise man once said, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but it's Wednesday night. I don't know where you are, but it's raining here, and you're right here with me to hear me babble for a little bit. So I appreciate it. That hopefully means that um, I'm providing a little bit of value, a little bit of education for you guys, and that's my goal. That's my purpose for sharing this half hour with you every week. So hopefully, you're getting what you need out of it, and will continue to. Now, for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Tanita Abraham, aka Joiful Abraham. Um, I am the owner of Building Legacies LLC with the website, as you see streaming at the bottom, buildourlegacy.com. And the purpose of our business is basically to provide you with information through, obviously, you see here live videos, courses, research reports, just several different forms of media that are designed to educate you, empower you, provide you with the tools and resources that you need to focus on building your legacy through your generations behind you, and learn the ways that you can use to create wealth for the generations behind you as well. So if you're here for the first time, definitely um, hit me up in the comments here. I want to see who's here, of course. If you're live or in the replay, definitely give me a comment there so I can give you a shout out. If you have any questions after this video, or if you have any follow up questions from any other videos, definitely don't hesitate um, to reach out. That's what I'm here for. All of these things here are designed to help. So um, I definitely definitely won't be doing what I'm designed to do if I wasn't doing that. Hey Terry, thanks for giving me a shout out. Welcome back this week. Just checking to make sure everything is live here on all of our pages. We are going live for the first time on YouTube. So I'm getting big here. I'm on YouTube now. Um, hey Kimberly, hey Tabisha, Cassandra, LaRonda, you guys, thank you for being here again tonight. But yeah, I am also starting up. I have my YouTube page going, so that will be doing some interviews and some joint presentations here in the next couple of weeks to a month. A lot of you have asked about um, trading, tax questions, things like that, that I want to make sure that you guys have more information on. So that will be designed to start getting you a little more information, high level coverage that I may or may not be able to answer because of my licenses or lack of licenses in those areas. So, as I always say, it's one thing to know what you know, it's even better to know who to know. And that's why I want to bring them on with us. So, that's something that's coming down the pipe too. Also, another little thing, and then we'll jump right in. You guys are very attentive, and it has been noticed that I wear a different pair of glasses every week. You see here, these are my newest ones. I have gone from a shoe fetish to a glasses fetish. I'm a nerd. Hey, I mean, we're sitting at home. Most of you guys just see my face anyway, so why not? So, with that being said, I'm grateful my great friend Rashonda the Roche Show turned me on to this website that you may have heard me speak on before called Vogue Me, spelled VOOGUEME.com. This is where I get my glasses. The glasses are very inexpensive. You can get them with or without lenses. And even if you decide to get them without lenses, just for the glasses and sunglasses, you can just take them to Walmart, get the lenses put in. Y'all know I love a good value. So therefore, I will not tell you how many that I have already, but I am hooked so much that I asked for a coupon code for my fans since y'all have been asking about it. So if you go to that website, vogueme.com, I'll put it in the comments here, put in the chat, and you find some glasses that you like, definitely type in the code TANITA, which is my first name, TENITA, and then the letter A, and that would get you 15% off. That's off of addition to any sales that are going on as well. So I'm sharing the love. You guys know my new addiction. These are actually called Adrian. They come in several different colors, and they're actually named by someone right here in South Carolina. So, or named after, I should say, someone right here in South Carolina. So, check the website out, guys. It's a great website. I don't know if you're like me, we're getting older, and my eyes don't work the same way. So, you know, we don't have to go there. So, a couple of other things. Let's make sure I'm covering everything. So, also, I want to thank you guys for sending me your questions, your concerns, your hey, what about this situations. Just wanted to pick my brain because I have a lot of content now, so it's great. This week's question comes from a good friend named Larita, and she is also involved in the finance industry, more on the operations side. But she's been in the financial industry for quite some time, and she asked me to speak about the pros and cons of financial advisors. Me being a financial advisor, um, licensed, certified, retired, I guess, maybe for now at least. I guess it was the perfect question to ask for me. A lot of you guys want that information, which I think is good simply because a lot of you are learning more now. And what you may be paying for an advisor right now may not be necessary anymore. So I'm going to turn that question into more of what are the things that your financial advisor is supposed to be doing or should be doing in order to provide the value that you're paying for. So, what are the things your financial advisor that you or should be? What are the 5 of the things, not all, but 5 of the things you should be expecting in a relationship between you, your family, and your financial advisor? All right, 5 things you should be expecting from your financial advisor, and if not, it may be time to move on. So when I say financial advisor first, we go by plain names. In my career, depending on where I worked, I was a trader, I was a broker, I was a financial planner, an investment advisor, also a financial advisor. They're all one and the same for the most part. Hopefully, they're licensed and certified if you're talking to them at least to some level. Obviously, the certification that has the highest esteem in this industry. Hey, Tasha, thanks. Is the CFP certification. So if you're looking for someone, definitely someone that has a fiduciary responsibility, which means they have a responsibility to put your needs before their expenses, their livelihood. That's the number one thing you want to look for in an advisor. So if you have a conversation, if you have an advisor or you're looking for an advisor, if your parents have a financial advisor, whatever the case may be, one, if they're your parents, more than likely you're the beneficiary, you should know who they are. You should know who they are. If you're 20, 30, 40, whatever, you're going to take care of your parents or have to deal with your parents' finances at some point in time. For those of you who know me, I'm a caregiver. That's something that was the first thing I had to dig deep into. Luckily, I had the background that I had. Had I not, especially with him being a veteran, I don't know how long it would have taken me to get where he needs to be. So your financial advisor should, at the very least, have some form of certification depending on the services that he or she is offering. So, but I'll go right into the top 5 right here. Number 1, it is very important that you have a relationship with your advisor. Again, it is very important that you have a good relationship with your advisor. Meaning, if you pick up the phone, send an email, drop by the office, and have any questions, and they don't respond, I would say maybe in 24 to 48 hours with at least a, hey, I got your message, then something's not right there. Um, I know the general back in the day before, things became more automated, there was a time where it took a lot more to put into a conversation and do research with a client. Those days are gone. It really is not as time consuming anymore. A lot of the things that we do are automated. A lot of the research that we have to put together is automated. It doesn't, we're not doing as much as we used to do 20 years ago. So if they're too busy for you, they're probably too busy to do what you need them to do. Um, Another thing is, if you have a good relationship, you're going to be more comfortable asking and providing everything that they need to know in order to give you the proper investments for where you are in your life, whether it's something that's designed for retirement planning in the future, something that's designed for right now, anything like that, that is going to basically get them into your head of what you are trying to figure out, or your goals. That's very important in having a good relationship, because 9 times out of 10, one thing I've learned in the years and years and years of doing this is most people don't know what to ask, not to mention, um, when it comes to sitting across someone from the table from someone either or don't know, and you're not just that comfortable being basically financially vulnerable with them, then there's probably going to be some mistakes in assuming what your needs are. So you definitely need to make sure that you have a good, comfortable relationship, not only with yourself, but yes, Rochelle, if you have one, your children. Your children need to know your financial advisors. Your children need to know where your paperwork is. Your children need to know what your plans are, not only while you're working with that advisor, but as your children get older, and when that comes for unfortunate things that happen, when that time comes, and do you really want your advisor, especially when you don't have a great relationship with, do you really want to trust them to be the only person to guide your beneficiary and what and how to handle your finances they have now accumulated? So very important to have a very open relationship with your advisor. That's number one. Number two, your advisor is supposed to let you know all of the changes, all of the updates that go into updating your profile through the years, especially when it comes to retirement planning. Now, the only time that this is not necessarily the case is if you have given your advisor full discretion of your account. Um, Make sure, if you are signing up or paying a financial advisor, understand what full discretion means. Full discretion means at any given year time, I can go on your account as long as I have notes about certain things that I feel meet your profile, meet your goals, then I can go in and make any changes on your account. Some people are comfortable with that. Some people are not. Some people have the expectation after the fact, well, why didn't you tell me that you were making these changes? This is what's going on. And it comes back around to you not having the right understanding of what you signed up for. So definitely, if you don't, again, kind of goes back to relationship. If you don't have that conversation at least once a year with your financial advisor to know when changes are being made, why, making sure that they're on top of your goals, then you're not in the right place. All right. That's number two. You guys know I like to stick to 30 minutes, so we're going to kind of zip through these. Number three, and which is probably one of the most important things to me that I want you guys to understand, because it kind of ties number one and number two, which is, in order for a financial advisor or even a tax advisor or legal, anybody to properly invest or recommend investments, they need to know your entire picture. So even if they're not working on your other accounts, even if they aren't the ones doing your taxes, um, any of that situation, they still should know when something changes in your financial profile. Reason being, If you are investing and they don't have a picture of your debt, if they don't know what your health situations are that will possibly change your longevity of life, let's say. Um, you need to know about your emergency funds, your savings, your beneficiaries, who your beneficiaries are. Again, they need to have a relationship with your beneficiaries. Making sure those beneficiaries are updated. Know what your goals are, not just for today, but what does the full retirement picture look like? Not just I want to retire at 65 and I want to take my Social Security at 62, but what what does retirement look like? Are you going to be the retired person that travels two, three, four times a year, or a person that sits home and fishes every day? The great deal of difference between where your financial needs are going to be in retirement based on what your behavior is going to be. So, having that consistent conversation, having that very open overall picture is going to also give you the best investment plan that you need in order to get the right guidance. Now, again, not only for you, but for your kids and everyone behind you that you're leaving in your beneficiaries. Even if it's a trust account, a business account, same thing. When it comes to investing, you always have to think about the whole picture. There's a purpose in everything that we do. So think about it this way: when it comes to your saving money, you're working to pay bills and save. You're contributing to your 401k, your IRA, whatever the case may be. Everything has a purpose. So remember, if that person that is handling your money does not understand fully your deep down purposes for your funds, then they're not going to be able to give you exactly what you need. All right. Number four, this is something that is important to me, just from my life experiences. A lot of the reasons I got into this business because of some things that I found that my parents did not know about what they invested in, what kind of mortgage they bought into years ago when I was young and I started learning about finance, which is not necessarily that they have to, we're not bound to, but a good advisor, a great advisor, a caring advisor, someone who puts your needs first, is someone who is going to educate you on the products offered and why. Not just, I believe you should have this because this. That's an opinion. But also, if I'm, for example, one product I hate, I love and hate, I have a love and hate relationship, is annuities. Annuities have a great purpose. They are a great product. However, they're probably the most misunderstood investment that there is in this industry. Um, I won't go on my soapbox as to why I believe that is, but annuity, remember, is an investment product, but is also a life insurance contract. So it has some different quirks about it that most people don't realize. And so the main thing is, in order to understand an annuity, you have to make sure that the annuity is being built for your specific needs, not only what your initial plan is, but the what ifs. What if we're in COVID right now and I'm in this annuity that I'm not supposed to pull money out of, or I'm getting payment of $500 a month and that's it? But what if a roof just caved in, whatever the case may be, and I needed $5,000 for a roof, and the only money that I have coming in is from this annuity? Guess what? Unless that provision is written into that contract, you're gonna have some problems getting that money out. You may eventually get that money out, but it's gonna come with some hefty fees most of the time. So certain things that are written into those types of contracts, most people don't realize that's where that fine print comes into play. And it can be complicated. It can be kind of sad to be on the other end explaining that to someone who didn't know what they purchased and were very frustrated and very upset. And that's why I said that's one of the most important things. Make sure whatever you do that you know exactly what you're getting into, especially when it comes to, okay, what about if this happens? What does that mean? What about if that happens? What does that mean? What if I need extra money for this? What does that look like? What does this product provide me and outside of just growth? Things like that. Whatever the goal is for the account, whatever it is that you're sitting down and talking about or saying as far as your goals with that advisor, always have that conversation to cover the what ifs, not just what I want right now, what I think I want in the future, but cover the what ifs, because that's where things go wrong a lot, especially when it comes to annuity products. All right. And then the last thing I would say that they really don't want to admit, or we as an industry don't want to admit or want you to know, um, is a lot of times you know more about what you need than your advisor does. A lot of times you know more about what your investment needs are than your advisor does. The reason why I say that is because, again, it goes back to the questions that you don't know to ask, the questions that the information that you're not comfortable revealing with a stranger. Um, so, therefore, the exact picture typically is done or put together by some form of algorithm, some form of research of what the general population that may typically looks like you should be invested in, when, and how. And so, with that, you may or may not be in the best investment plan. You may be in a good investment plan, but it may not be the best investment plan based on whatever the specific goals are. A lot of people today, I'm proud of you guys, are learning more and more about the stock market, are learning more and more about investment products. Your desire to take over your financial future has taken over almost a good part of your life, your daily life. And with that, if you have a financial advisor and you don't have the conversation about what you're doing outside, and or they can't explain to you some of the things you've learned, whether it's from Morningstar or CNBC or Yahoo Finance or whatever, just a hundred different sources. The things that are going on in the market right now are unprecedented. A lot of it is based on kind of technical analysis forces. But we've also never been in a situation during a major pandemic. And so there are some advisors that earlier this year told their clients, whether they were 65 or 45, to come out of the market in their long-term investment plan, which means they sold out of their investments in a downturn. Now you're probably looking, I know quite a few of them people are looking at sideways because the market obviously came back. It kind of goes back to a real advisor knows that the economy and the stock market are two different things. They're similar, they interact in a lot of different ways, but they're still two different things. The market really is separate, not equal when it comes to the economy. So as we see, the economy can be in a whole lot of industries, and everything can be in dire straits in the market. As long as there's some industries that are still working fine, technology, the Amazons of the world, Zoom, etc., health, healthcare companies that are trying to fight the virus. All those companies kind of came to the came into the spotlight and have been making the markets pretty much stay afloat. And so, again, that's why there's a difference between the stock market and the economy. That's a huge misconception. And I realized in the last few years on the education side of things that there's also a misconception of licensed financial advisors. So be careful there, understand, take the time to pick the brain of the advisor if it's someone you're interested in or someone you're already working with. If you have not, or if you are looking into getting a financial advisor, do your research. Come up with a very detailed financial plan for yourself, goals, 5-year, 10-year, 20-year, retirement. Even if you don't retire and travel the world, if that's something that you want to do, put it down. As your financial advisor, my point, my purpose, a real financial advisor would say, okay, this is your income now. This is what you're saving. This is what the investments could do. if you want to travel the world, and right now, to travel the world at this particular resort or transportation company, whatever the case may be, cost this. We add in inflation, whatever, all the financial metrics to kind of project what it could be when you retire 15 years from now. And that's the part of the goal that we put in to make sure that your investments are somewhat in line to be able to cover that, to afford that. It really is that simple. It really is that simple. And then lastly, most people don't need a financial advisor so much as they need a tax advisor. Again, most people don't need a financial advisor so much, but they do need a tax advisor. I spoke about this a little bit last week or maybe the week before, but your tax advisor looks at your overall picture, especially if they're a tax planner. Again, a planner, not just someone who just works, a couple months a year and that's it. But someone who looks at your overall picture. They can tell you how many exemptions to claim. They know what you're putting in your 401k. They may be recommending a traditional Roth based on your tax picture. All of that is what a true tax planner does. I work with quite a few of them, good relationship with quite a few of them. And the purpose of me putting that out there in my years is the one thing that I do know is a good tax planner knows enough about finance investing to know at least what direction you should go in planning for your tax picture in the future. Because when it comes to your income and retirement, that's the main thing. You're trying to make sure that you're making just the right amount of money when it comes to Social Security, the right amount of money to cover your expenses, things like that. So sometimes you don't necessarily need a financial or investment advisor as much as you need a really good tax planner. Everything else you possibly could do on your own, learning from Classes Through Building Legacies, LLC, learning the Abacus program, which gives you a good foundation of the fundamentals of investing. There's YouTube videos. There are, Dave Ramsey. There's quite a few books and professional financial, I won't say icons, but financial people that give you the tools that you need to learn on your own so that you don't have to pay a financial advisor. Now, this whole video was not to trash financial advisors. I am still a financial advisor. I am not in a financial advisor role, but I am a financial advisor, and I do believe we have purpose. Not everyone is comfortable doing the work to learn the ins and outs of investing and saving and things like that when it comes to finance. It's perfectly fine. I don't want to learn how to hammer a nail. I don't want to learn how to do anything that I'm not designed to do. So I'm not against you having a financial advisor. My whole point was to make sure that, listen, if you're paying one, especially if you're paying some pretty hefty fees, because remember, you're paying a financial advisor and you're still paying fees on the products that you're investing in. So if your financial advisor is charging you 2% just to have that conversation and have them on your cell phone just to reach out to, you're also paying for whatever funds, whatever accounts that he or she is managing for you. So the fees add up. If you take that 2% times 20, 30 years over the amount that you have in the account, it adds up. And when you look back, if you had just a little bit more knowledge, some of those things you could have done on your own. And that's why check your advisor, check yourself, do some research. And if you have any questions or anything you want to learn, again, that's why we're here. So you guys, those are my 5 tips as to what you want to make sure that your advisor is doing, providing, educating you on, which is most important to me. And if not, then it may be time to move on. So I'm just going to check the comments real quick here and see if I have any questions. I need to take one for myself or my children. Um, for your children, I don't think they necessarily need a financial advisor for your children's accounts. For children, there's a couple ways you can go about it. There's um, If it's just for education plan, there's a 529. If it's just for just getting them into investing and saving, there's several different products out there that are pretty easy and will get them in the mindset and training your children. I'm actually teaching a course on that, a couple of them. Sometime actually should be ready in October. So I will have some more information on that, what you could be doing with your children. I actually teach a course right now under the Abacus program. I teach them to some college age kids, but your kids are much more advanced than we were. We'll say that. So do they need a financial advisor? No. Um, my kids have me as a contact. Most of them are I've known them for quite a while since they were well, I've known them since they were children, babies. And the now that we've gotten to the point where they're talking and doing their own research in these classes and learning things, they're picking it up easy. They've the last session we had on Sunday, they taught me some stuff about some crypto coins that I need to go invest in. So kids are paying attention. They are very knowledgeable about what's going on, whether they talk about it to you or not. So definitely keep them up to date. Don't hesitate, like our parents did, to not talk about finances too much. Have those conversations. Talk about investing. Get them saving. If they're doing it, if they're wanting to do their own business, support that. Even if it's something like real small, just support that so they learn the importance of saving and investing for their future. So, and yes, I will let you know when the classes are posted and ready to go. All right. Okay, guys, it is 8:33. I have gone over for the first time. I'm trying to keep you guys here for 30 minutes or less. And we went over just a little bit. So, but I do appreciate you guys being here. It's been a pleasure. Of course, if you have any questions, any topics you want me to talk about, don't hesitate to send me a message, put it in the chat or in the comments, I should say. I'm commenting chat. Put in the comments. Just let me know. I'll be happy to go over anything. Again, 30 minutes every Wednesday. That's why I'm here. And then we will go from there. So if you're not already following my business page, it's Building Legacies LLC. Like, share, follow. Shout out to me whenever you get the opportunity. And if you have any questions, want to sign up for a consultation, you can do that as well. Also, you can get some information on our website. It's buildourlegacy.com. Appreciate you guys for already signing up there. I actually have some products coming out later in November as well that'll be posted on the site. So that'll be some things interesting I think you will be interested in rather. And again, I thank you all for your topics. Keep them coming. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm Tanita, your Joyful Legacy advisor, but I'm still Joy. I'm still here and I'm always ready and willing to help. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You have a great evening, a great rest of your week, and I will see you back here, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Wednesday. Good night.